Hey, Rebel Tribe. Yes, it's been a minute. And if you've been wondering where I disappeared to, well, I've been living in the middle of I don't want to say, I don't want to say remodel cyclone because the remodel's done, but after any work being done around a house, and we had a lot of it to do, it's a 25-year-old house, so it needed a lot of work. And after that's all done, there's always the cleanup and sifting through things and decluttering and all that good stuff that comes afterwards. So we've been doing that. And for a while, my office, most of you saw it. If you were on any of my Facebook Lives or some of the podcast episodes or whatever I've done, you saw behind me all of the stuff stacked up in here because everything we didn't have room for while we were working wound up in here. So there was boxes and extra furniture and things stacked all over the bed. It looked more like a storage unit than my sanctuary. Sometimes I was embarrassed, I'll be honest. Sometimes a little embarrassed to get in here and do stuff, but you do what you got to do, okay? But in the meantime, we've got it done. So now I'm finally back. And I thought it was time to give you a little sneak peek behind the curtain and show you where all the magic is about to happen. And yes, I may have been quiet online, but I have not been quiet in the planning. So there's some pretty cool stuff coming, and this is where I write and plan and coach and create, surrounded by all the stuff that inspires me. Some of it's a little quirky, so don't be judgy, but it's all meaningful. Most of it has a story behind it, and all of it reflects the heart behind everything I do. So hang on, because we're going to do a little office tour. So over here, I call this my rebel wall because it's got that really neat rebel sign that was a gift from a friend. It's also where I put a lot of the things that are the most meaningful to me. So those of you that know me will be familiar with what those numbers mean. And of course, I have my Jedi Master sign over here. And since we're such Route 66 aficionados, how could I not have a Jackrabbit Trading Post sign? I am 1,119 miles away from the Jackrabbit Trading Post. I do have my bed in here, or a bed in here, guest bed for visitors, or for those nights when I'm working really, really late and don't want to wake my husband up by going into the other bedroom. I'll crash in here for a little bit. But the pillow's significant because I used to have a little mutt dog that had his own little, we called him our little biker dog. And he had his own little set of leathers and everything else, and a very dear friend of mine made this for me in his honor. He had his own little motorcycle club. So that's the significance of the pillow. Somewhere along the line, flamingos have become sort of my trademark symbol. Not sure exactly how that happened, but I do love flamingos, so here we are. So another friend brought me a string of flamingo lights. And of course, you must beware of the attack flamingo. I actually have, and I wish I could figure out a way to put them in here. There's just no room. But my daughter got me a pair of 6-foot tall flamingo statues. And I mean, they're bright pink metal flamingos, and they are 6 foot tall, and there's just no room in here. I wish there were, because they would be perfect. Eventually, I will figure out how to get them in here because I love them. And of course, you surround yourselves with all the photos of your loved ones. So there's number one grandson, but above him is my first little quirky piece. Y'all know I have a love for things on the macabre side. I'm a horror show nut job. Okay, freely admit, huge fan. So there's my little bat. And all my little skulls and skeletons. Yes, I collect them. but I'm also a huge Star Wars nerd. So there's some of my Yodas, a couple of, I forget there's a name for those, Funko Pops or something. Yes, I don't collect those. I just got those as gifts because it's The Mandalorian and The Child, which is like one of my favorite shows. So that's why I have that. And I know that Maleficent has nothing to do with either of those, but here's why I love her. Are you ready? Always fierce. Moving on, I actually have a workstation now that you can get to the top of the desk and a little glowy orb, which I will show you later. My office looks right out the window, which I love. My great big window. My desk looks right out it. So whenever I'm stressed out or just tired, I can just stop for a minute and look out the window and take in all of the beauty out here on the dirt road. Yes, that's a dragon, which I also love, and an octopus, which I also love. And, of course, Baby Groot. Tons and tons of Baby Groots. More Route 66 stuff. More family photos. And yes, I'm a nerd, so there's my Harry Potter wands and my Star Trek years, the books I've written. Over here, of course, is my soul totem. Thank you, Lachelle McBride, for helping me create that. It's pretty awesome and I love it. And then this is my art station. I'm not very artistic, but I'm intending to learn, so this is going to be my little art station with some of the things I've already done. And of course, more Groot, because you can never have too much Baby Groot. And as awesome as it looks with the lights on, wait till you see it when the lights go off. Because all y'all know I love my lighty up glowy things. So there's my moon and my duck. Isn't he cool? My floating globe. How cool is that? It floats. It floats in midair there. Is that not just the coolest thing ever? And I'm a Route 66 gal, so of course I have to have my neon. You knew that was neon when you first saw it. And of course, my flamingo string lights. And yes, I still have some things to hang and a little more decluttering to do, a little more corners to spruce up and things to put away. But hey, progress over perfection. If you remember what it looked like with all the stuff stacked up behind me, just even a week ago, then this is perfection. So now that it's back in action, Rebel HQ is back in action. So am I. So you'll be seeing a lot more videos, a lot more lives, having a lot more conversations on the YouTube channel and the podcast. Everything's coming your way. So let me know in the comments what's one thing in your space that makes you feel powerful or creative or just plain happy. I'd love to hear it. And the next time, stay bold, stay brilliant, stay you.